Thanks for listening to SoundWow'd. On today's episode, we interview LaDonnis. The opening song is called Liar. Enjoy.
I lied about everything, yeah, I lied about everything in my life. And it ain't all about that money you lend me. When you hear this song, girl, I hope you forgive me for sure. On the low, I've been scheming and dreaming about bitches I know. And you know them too. I had breakfast at Tiffany's, had lunch at Lisa's. That's where I was at when I called you back and I said I couldn't meet you. I've been down this road before, with you and every girl I know. I won't do it again, girl, I promise. I'm just LaDonnis, let me be honest. I lied about everything,
Welcome to SoundWow'd, a podcast for artists by artists. I'm your host, Tanner Mead. I've got my co-host on the line, Jerron Cosby.
How you doing, guys?
Our guest today is an up-and-coming artist who has over 1,500 followers on SoundCloud and is someone to watch out for in the next few months with the releasing of his album, A Sunny Place for Shady People. LaDonnis.
What's happening?
Glad to have you on.
Glad to be on.
Every episode we start with a piece by our guest artist, and today's opening song was called Liar. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Second record we've kind of released leading up to A Sunny Place for Shady People, produced by Alex Goose, who did Kevin Gates' Really Really, Weezer's first single off their project, Girls. Well, I can't remember what it's called. Damn, I love Weezer too. I'm horrible. My homeboy Stephen Ponce, Vic Mensa, You Mad, Childish Gambino 3005, and the homies Two Fresh Beats, who work with like Mac Miller, and they're incredible DJ duo. So yeah, man, that's they produced the record, and yeah, man, it's just one of those personal records from the project, you know.
So
Nice.
what kind of inspired you to write that song?
That song came from a relationship that I was in at the time that had gone on for a little too long, I think, you know, not blatantly like lying to someone, but maybe not giving full truths or allowing someone fully into your life. Because sometimes, you know, a lie can be just not telling someone something, you know what I mean, and just kind of holding that in. So yeah, it came from a relationship that I had with a young lady.
Nice. Can you tell us a little bit about your background, where you're from, where you grew up?
I'm from Atlanta originally, Jonesboro, Georgia, Metro Atlanta. Grew up in on the south side of Atlanta. Before there was any black people in this area. Now it's all black area. A lot of people from here, Crime Mob from here, 2 Chainz from out here on the south side, got Waka Flocka. It's like it's a growing area, and I got a rep for the south side, so I say it's the booming. I say we're the booming area. You know, B.O.B.'s from the east side, but we're right over there. You know, it's like southeast. It's a cool side to be from right now. You know.
Great. So, when would you say you developed a passion for music?
Extremely young. I knew that I wanted to do music since I was like 9. You know, it's just something that always followed me through the years, and I kind of stayed at it. Yeah, just kind of stayed at it, and it's something that I will always do. You know, even if it's not on a mainstream platform, I continue to make music independently and just have fun with it.
Nice. Who would you say you're influenced by? Who are some of the people that you listen to?
I love music, so I'm influenced by so many artists. It's like hard to pinpoint, but like the Kanye West of the game, Tyler the Creator is a inspiration. Even though like younger than me, I love what he makes. It's very pure and very himself. I love the XX, John Mayer, Outkast, of course like Nirvana. Who else I listen to, man? Like Toro y Moi. Yeah, just to name a few.
So it sounds like your influences range from, like 90s rock to, modern rap, all the way back. I know it sounds like you have a real respect for the greats. So, um, how do all those genres affect your music?
Um, I approach my music a little differently than I think a modern day artist kind of approaches it. Um, Me loving so many different types of music and it all being like pure to me, and like I'd say that how to it makes me view every song differently, right? So I view every song as a painting rather than just a song, right? Like so every song means something to me. Every song has like a true topic. Every song is its own story and entity. Um, and so while creating, like with this project right here, it's like I was listening to a lot of like psych music, a lot of like psychedelic rock, and the whole project, even though it has like some rap on there, it's all influenced by these like psychedelic sounds. And there's songs where like I don't rap on at all, and I may just like kind of sing, and it's like a cool like rock vibe to it. It all still is cohesive in its own little way. So every song I approach differently. I'm not just like, oh man, bring out the trap beats. We're going in. It's like, we're sitting down and we're like putting a lot of like, not that thought isn't put into those beats, but we're sitting down with like harp players and glockenspiel players and bass guitar and regular guitar. So we're like building it from ground up.
Interesting. Now, with that being said, how long would you say it takes for you personally to write your music? I know some people, they struggle with their music for months on end. And there's other people that could just bang out a song in a day. What's your
Yeah.
process?
My process is, if we're like really focused on a record, it'll probably take me probably like a week to get like one song like down, and then like I said, we build them from the ground up. So like it may take like a month to do a song. Like I have a song that I've been working on for like a year and a half. It started with a K-Tronada track, and I've been working on it for like a year and a half, and we just got it to that place today. I met yesterday. It just finally got to that place where I'm like, okay, I'm gonna step away from this, and this is good. You know what I mean? This is where it belongs. So yeah, man, it really varies. This project has taken me about a year and a half to create and sculpt out. So um, I'm trying to pick up the pace. I'm very like into the fucking music. I'm like very into it. So I'm like, oh man, fuck that. Like I don't like this part anymore. Let's change it. Let's do it like this. And it takes a while. And like I know my fans probably hate me for it, but when this project comes out, I know they'll appreciate it. Even like with the visuals, this go around, like I'm making the best videos I've ever made, and like we're having,
Nice.
yeah, we're stepping it all the way up.
So, what do you think sets you apart from the modern day artist?
Oh, I'm not gonna say it sets me apart from all artists, but like I'm really just doing what the fuck I want to do. You know what I mean? Like I think I got caught up in like that whirlwind of like major label bullshit for a second, and it really fucked with my head, I'd say. And like now I just do what the hell I want to do, and if people fuck with it, they fuck with it, and we kind of just go and grow and build from there. But I definitely make music for myself first because it's just something that I'm so passionate about, and secondary for like everyone else in hopes that they'll enjoy it.
Nice. Now, how would you describe your music to people? I know it's really hard for some artists today to really categorize what they're putting out, but how would you describe it if people were to ask you what it is?
Yeah, man, it's really fun. It's really hard to describe what it is that what it is that I'm doing. But for all intents and purposes, people they're like, oh, it's rap, right? So like you have a record like Brown Skin where it's all rap, and you have a record like Liar where it's like I'm kind of like singing and playing around with some melodies, and then I have some other shit that on the project where it is all singing, but it's like the beats are different. But like with a Liar, right? Like you could hear within that guitar, like that's like a psychedelic guitar. We went
Yeah.
we went in on that on kind of that tip. But then you get the trappier drums, so it's like, oh, now it's like, what is it, like some rap R&B shit? But it's like so there's all these elements, and then people just kind of put them where they want to fucking put them. So it's like when I'm uploading shit to SoundCloud, I'm like, I really don't want to choose a goddamn rap genre or whatever the hell it is, because like what's gonna play after this song, like who are you gonna play? But Yeah, so it's like whatever. It's like it's just my thing. It's LaDonnis. It's my music. I tried. I did my best, right? I'm like I tried to explain this shit, but who knows?
So when you're listening to songs on the radio, what's some of the stuff that speaks to you, and why are your music tastes the way they are? Like what is in a song makes you go, yeah, that's it. That's what I like.
um, it's all in the tones, man. It's all in the sounds, really. Like listening to the radio, I basically know what I'm gonna get. So that was probably like like you know what you're gonna get on the radio. I think I'm looking for music that's genuine and somebody who's pushing the envelope. Those are the two things that matter the most to me. Like, are you pushing the genre forward? Are you pushing the genre backwards? Are you, what are you doing? Like, there's people who like talk mad shit on artists, you know what I mean? And like, not to pick on Young Thug, but people like to talk crazy about Young Thug, and they're like, oh man, this isn't da 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 da. It's like, no, dude, this guy's a rock star, and he's pushing the genre forward. He's pushing like what it is to be like a young black man forward. To me personally, you know what I mean? It's like when I listened to Kurt. Kurt was wearing whatever the hell he wanted to fucking wear, and he was saying whatever he wanted to say, and like it's cool to see that in rap again, you know?
Yeah. So with that being said, you brought up an interesting topic about the radio nowadays. How do you feel about the music of today, whether it be rap, pop? Where do you feel like it lies? Do you think that people are really genuine with their music anymore?
Yeah, I do. I think there's some people who are genuine, but then you have that side where it's not genuine, but it's popular for whatever reason it may be. But I think the real fans of music can decipher. As far as rap, man, like I love where things are, man. I would like to see a little more edginess, like as far as not like edginess in like the gangsta way of it, but more edginess and like experimenting a little bit more with sounds. You know, like trap is fairly it's fairly new sound, right? Like
It is, yep.
it's still a fairly new sound, but I want to see people like push it even further. As far as pop music, uh, I don't even consider myself listening to what pop music is anymore, right? Like growing up, I'm like, oh hell yeah, NSYNC and all that shit was flame, all flame. But now, like, I don't listen to I don't like. I always joke around like if a member of like One Direction or like Fifth Harmony or some shit was like sitting next to me, I would not know. I was just like, I'd just be like, oh man, some kids is going crazy today and they're chasing people and whatever. I just wouldn't know it. I don't know the music. So, mostly like for me, it's like I'm just hip hop, listening to a lot of like the EDM guys. Cause you know, I come up with, A-Track and the Whole Fools Gold family and whatnot. So, always searching for new stuff.
So being an experimental artist, and being so wide ranged, do you feel that you ever run yourself into problems? Do you feel that people don't really understand your music sometimes?
Yeah, definitely. I think that sometimes there's like a disconnect because people don't know what to expect next, right? But that's just, I think sometimes that's like the name of the game. Like for this project, I went in with my boy Alex Goose, and we really sat down. And even though we're experimenting and we're pushing the envelope, we found a way to like thread the needle per se and like bring everything together. So when people hear like Brown Skin and hear Liar, there may be like these are two different records and like be sort of a disconnect. But when they get to hear the entire project as a whole, they will completely get it and understand where it comes from.
So in your album that's coming up, are you planning on arcing it as to where it kind of leads from one genre to the other? Are you like what's that process like?
It's connected and it's connected in a very like storyteller kind of way, because some records will end with maybe like a poem or something that'll take you right into another record, or like I have a record called Aaliyah, right? And it begins with like this interview with Aaliyah before she like passed away and stuff, right? Mm-hmm. So it's like there's these different like little bridges that kind of take you from one space to the next.
Nice. So a really interesting question we like to ask on the show is, what are some of our artists' dream collabs?
dream collabs. I approach collaborations with, can I hear this person on this record? So within that said, like, you know, I had a record that I got to write with Kilo Keyshawn because I like really heard her on that record, or Rome Fortune. Like me and him are working on something right now. I mean, I would love to be able to work with a Pharrell and Chad. That would be incredible. If I could find something to fit like a Young Thug on, that would be really, really cool because I love his style. Kanye, Toro y Moi is somebody that I really, really, really want to work with. Toro y Moi, I'm like a huge fan of his album. Anything in Return, that's like one of my favorite albums. The XX, I love the XX. I would love to work with them. So yeah, that'd be cool. But I approach every record like, who would just sound good on here, rather than, oh man, this person's hot, let's just collab with them or put whoever on the record, right? Like sometimes people send me records and I'm just like, yeah, this should probably just be you, or like this isn't really, you know, and it's just, it be like that sometimes.
Great. So I think we're going to take a little break. We're going to listen to Brown Skin, kind of get a feel of some of your other pieces and how well you can go from one to the other, and then we'll get back to questioning.
Sounds good.
Kelly rolling Beyonce's and Lucy Lou's. So many flavors, how could I lose? You underused and underappreciated. You're already tan, but if you need a vacation, call me. I know you be stressed out. They keep stealing your style, they keep leaving you out of TV screens and magazines. You know you belong on Hollywood to Hong Kong. I see your influence, baby. You do it and they copy that. Ain't they some copycats? They copy this, they copy that, and you don't ever get your props. I'ma need this to go pop. I'ma need this shit to stop. Till you get where you belong. I hope that this your favorite song, and you play it on the daily, cause I made it for you, baby. You and only you. I want you to be comfortable inside that pretty skin you're in. You're truly dream, you're winning. My sister and my friend, you my favorite alien. And a lot of niggas, man, I want you around them, but me, baby girl, I'm in love with your brown skin. So unique with your hair on fleek. Every time I see you out in the street, you got a nigga like, oh my god, yeah. Oh my god, you got a nigga like, oh my god, yeah. Me, baby girl, I'm in love with your
So
brown skin.
a bit of a different direction with Brown Skin. Definitely, you can tell that you're definitely well versed in different genres. So why don't you tell us about your process for Brown Skin and what inspired that?
I was riding, where were we at? We were in like Malibu, Topanga Canyon, me and a good friend of mine named Cam. And this producer I used to work with out in Japan like reached out and he had like a skeleton of a beat, and I heard it, and like Brown Skin just kind of came to me or resonated with me. So it was like we were headed back down the hill, and I was like working on the hook on the way back to the house, and then we kind of started building. We just started building it out. I went to the house. I just pulled up my mic. I actually recorded it myself. Like the first go around, I just pulled it up and was like, all right, this is kind of the vibe. My boy Davey Remixes, he produced that alongside of Alex, and yeah, it just kind of came about like that. We got like half of the record done, and the guys from the film Pop Star reached out to us, the music supervisors over there for the Andy Samberg film.
Yeah.
And we just kind of like sent what we had to them, and they were like, oh man, we love it, like when can we get a finished copy? And we like hurried up and like rushed through it, and we made something special. I think I really love it. I think that, you know, especially right now with all the madness that's going on, it's a cool song that you know, that you appreciate the skin you're in. So yeah.
Nice. So, another big question we have here. Where do you see yourself in the future, say like 5-10 years down the line? I know that's really hard to answer too, but do you see yourself still continuing putting out different types of music? Do you see yourself changing, your style changing?
Oh, definitely, man. Like I think that all comes with change, man. Anybody who like goes through like my catalog they'll know that, you know, forever changing and growing and getting more comfortable with self. And yeah, that comes with being an artist. You know, if you're truly an artist, there's some people who don't change at all, and sometimes they, you know, they may lose their fan base, they may continue to have their fan base, but I think at a certain point, you know, it gets boring. That's why rappers have to change flows and different things have to kind of come about, and keeping up with the times. Like I would have never thought to hear Jay-Z on a TM-808 produced beat, right? Like a trap beat, right? Like I got the keys, like I would never think to hear that, but that kind of comes with keeping up with the times and just changing direction a little bit.
So, what brings about that change for you? Looking back through your career, what would you say has inspired you to change?
Um, a lot of the change for me kind of came from just things that were going on, right? From first coming into the industry and like double XL freshman cover and all that stuff, which kind of came about with me just being like, I was making like fun dance music, right? And like rapping over these fun dance beats, which caught A-Track's attention. And I felt like I wasn't being taken seriously as a rapper or a lyricist. So I was like, okay, I'm just going to switch gears real quick and show motherfuckers that I can really goddamn rap. And I did that. And with my first mixtape, kind of came a whole bunch of accolades and stuff for, that mixtape, the double XL cover and all of that stuff. And then one of the records off of that mixtape began to chart. And it was cool, right? It was like all this stuff is kind of happening in this hip hop space of things. Then I feel like I got kind of like bored with that and like a lot of the things that like kind of, I won't say happened in that space, but like the things I was talking about in that space, right? Things like hip hop, I think rap it's very braggadocious sport, which is cool. Like we can do that. I think that I want to be more topic driven. Not that you can't be in hip hop, but I think it's like there's more stories to be told rather than, you just being the man and fucking bitches and you got more money than the person next to you. So that kind of shifted me, seeing the industry, the good of it, the ugly of it, and then taking a look into the mirror, which kind of made me want to stop for a second, right? So I stopped for a second. I started practicing like Buddhism, a lot of meditating, a lot of smoking weed, moved to Hawaii, dropping acid and shit, and then coming back to stateside like, oh man, I want to make music again, and then taking it exactly where I feel like I want to take it, right? Like just making the music that I want to make, which, you hear a record like Liar, like last night a young lady hit me up and she was like, I've never heard a song about like honesty or just like someone like just blatantly like lying like that, like a song like Liar. And that resonated with me. I was like, man, that's really cool for someone to say, you know what I mean? Or like, I'm sure there's records similar to Brown Skin, but the way I wanted to approach that record was like uplifting women of color, but without putting anyone else down, right? Or being like, you have to make a choice of like this, and that. It's like, no, all women are beautiful. Kelly Rowland, the Lucy Liu, whoever, you're beautiful. Here's some love for you, right? And without, it's rare that you hear a song where it's like, I didn't talk about like, oh man, I fucked this bitch, or I didn't discuss, I didn't call anybody a bitch, or wasn't swagging on no girl. I just was like, yo, you're dope, and that's it. And I think it's rare that you're getting songs like that anymore, and that's why I love to be able to, this record, that record, and that's kind of like the growth, I guess. If that answers your question, I went on like a tangent.
Yeah.
I think it's great because hearing your music definitely brings a fresh air of honesty that I don't think we get a lot of anymore. And if it is, I feel like it's not 100% honesty, but in your music, I hear LaDonnis the entire time.
Oh, that's super cool to hear, man. I appreciate that. Yeah, man, that's it for me right now. Like, I just don't, like, I don't, like, I'm not really concerned with being the best dressed motherfucker or being the richest motherfucker or being the most famous rapper in the world. I just want to make honest, really, really dope music. And as long as I'm doing that, I feel like, and as long as I'm reaching people and they have a soundtrack to live to, then, we're good. We'll figure out all the rest of the shit, together.
So with that being said, can you tell us a little bit of what we'll expect with A Sunny Place for Shady People?
So I'll kind of explain the project just to, so what have I touched on? Very much based on listening to a lot of psychedelic rock. So it's like my spin on psych rock while still being like an MC and somebody who is really driven by melody. I never really played with melody before in a lot of my music, and this was like me experimenting and doing that. Um, the project is called A Sunny Place for Shady People. It's based off of relationships that I had in California, like dating young ladies and falling in love and falling out of love and thirsting after girls. So it's all basically these records about these relationships that I've had with women out in California. Executive produced by Alex Goose and Two Fresh Beats. Um, I have Andrew on there, who is an amazing singer from Nashville. Yeah, she's from Nashville. I have Ruby Rabbitfoot on there. She's from Athens, Georgia. She's an incredible singer. She just released a project called Divorce Party today. Um, yeah, that's yeah, that's pretty much the gist of the project and kind of where it comes from. It's right now we're at like 12 tracks. We're fully mixed. We just got to send things to mastering. And we're ready to go, man.
Nice. Sounds like we got something good to look out for.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Now, on the topic of your album, is this music video that's coming out in a couple weeks? Is that a part of your album?
Yeah, Brown Skin is what we just shot. We shot this about a month ago. I want to say a month, maybe some change ago. So we just got it back, fully colored. We're just waiting on them to pull the trigger on it. So looking for. We're just getting it closed captioned and everything right now, getting it ready for TV and all that stuff. So it was shot by my boys Burning Film, directed by my boy Sean Hollion. Hopefully I pronounced that correctly. But that's my squad right now. They're gonna shoot. We're shooting the Liar video next, which is in a couple of weeks. So yeah, man, like this is my squad. You know, my free love squad. So we're chilling.
Nice. So we're getting close to our end mark, but one more question before we go. What's your favorite remix or piece that you've created so far?
On this project, or just all together in general?
I think just anything in general.
This newest stuff is my favorite. Like the way that we're branding it, everything that we're doing with it, it's like it's me to the T, right? And it's me finally giving everyone this like clear look at who I am, you know? And hopefully when they hear it, they take a look at themselves as well, you know?
And since this is a podcast for, younger SoundCloud artists who are looking to get into the game, what's some advice you can give to them as an experienced artist you kind of found yourself and made your way through?
I think just make sure you're passionate about this. Make sure it's something that you're extremely passionate about, because people are going to be able to tell. And if you're not passionate about it, it's going to be the reason why you end up quitting. It's something that you have to love and dedicate a lot of your time to, and you're going to risk a lot to get it, and just keep working at it, every aspect of the music. If you have interest in it and you love it, then it'll shine through in the music.
All right. Well, that's all the time we have. I want to thank you for coming on the show today.
Thank you guys, man. I appreciate it. Very fun talking to you guys.
Of course, you were great. I'm Tanner Mead.
I'm Jerron Cosby, and thank you for listening and tuning in. Tune in next week for more of SoundCloud's Hidden Gems.
When them girls uptown yelling, I'm down south at the AUC. Shot them girls in the HBCs. Murder, murder. All bodies drop to the floor when y'all walk through the door like murder, murder. All bodies drop to the floor when y'all walk through the door, cause you're fresh as can be. Girl, that's all I can see. I ain't gassing you up, I'm just keeping it G. Regretted calling you bitches, regretted calling you hoes. But I grew up how I grew up, and I want you to know I got my game from a woman, got my name from a woman. She was black, she was strong, ain't no change in this woman. And I hope that she happy with the man I'm becoming. She taught me to be loyal and be royal, and I love them though. A lot of niggas may not want you around them, but me, baby girl, I'm in love with your brown skin. So unique with your hair on fleek. Every time I see you out in the street, you got a nigga like, oh my God, yeah. Oh my God, you got a nigga like, oh my God, yeah. Me, baby girl, I'm in love with your brown skin. A lot of niggas may not want you around them, but me, baby girl, I'm in love with your brown skin. So unique with your hair on fleek. Every time skin. Yeah. Come on. Yeah. This for all them girls, all them pretty brown girls. You know what I'm saying? Uptown, downtown, in town, and out of town. Shout out Nicolette, them out in Mozambique. All my girls in the OC. You looking good, damn, baby, looking good. You looking good, baby girl, you looking good. I go LL on them like, I need an around the way girl, you know what I'm saying? Hey, me, baby girl, I'm in love with your brown skin.